Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Theme Park Obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I have a big theme park update for you. What's new at Disneyland and Six Flags Magic Mountain. So, how about you and I dive right in. Yep, we're going to start off this morning at Six Flags Magic Mountain to check up on Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. There's a lot happening on site there. And when we're finished here, we're going to jump in the car and head to the happiest place on earth. So there's a lot happening at Disneyland too. The park has been open for about an hour, so not too many people up here in the front. There's a lot of people coming into the parking lot though, so still a lot of spring breakers and people enjoying time off. Yeah, we're not going to mess around. We're just going to go straight back to the Wonder Woman construction site because, like I said, there's a lot happening, so let's just jump right to it. Oh yeah, look, another great view. They put up so many support columns since I've last been here. That's amazing. So shout out to the crew that is putting the ride up because, yeah, these guys are going so fast. All right, we've gotten a little closer to the construction site, about as close as I'm gonna get, and my goodness, look at all of the pieces that have been put into place the last couple weeks. It's incredible, again, how fast they are moving. This particular inversion is done. You see how tall it is. This thing is massive. It's hard to, tell in video, but when you're here standing like below the structure, I mean, it's like gargantuan. And again, the first drop's gonna be somewhere over here, not this particular piece, but over further away. And remember, you're gonna come off of that first drop, down the hill, and then up into the inversion like this. And then back down, and then up over a massive hill. We're gonna make your way back towards that way. It's pretty much an out and back, out and back. It's a pretty long roller coaster for what it is, which will be fantastic. But doesn't this look great? They still have quite a few pieces to put up, but judging by how quickly these crews are going, we actually might see the rest of the structure be put up here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, which will be good because then they could start placing more pieces of track. I mean, heck, they got this particular section up in a matter of days. Insane amount of progress, because last time I was here they only had this bit complete. They didn't even have these cross supports up, and they didn't even have the track. So since I've been here, which it's only been a week and a half or 2 weeks, they've been able to finish all the track work in this particular section. Some bits of track right here leading up into the block break section, and of course the second hill, and of course all the support columns. And for a lot of my Disney peeps watching today's update video, yeah, don't miss out on Six Flags Magic Mountain's newest coaster this summer. That's gonna be so cool, and it'll be the second RMC coaster here at the park. RMC is the manufacturer who makes this particular ride, and the other ride in the park that they've made is Twisted Colossus. So if you love that ride, you're probably going to adore this one, because I've been on a couple of these Raptor models. That's what particular model this coaster is, a single rail coaster. The more compact ones, and let me tell you, they are incredible. They're so much fun, and the sensation that you get on these things is so unique, and it's something that you have to experience in person. Another thing that's really cool to see is how this is changing the particular skyline in this portion of the park. In concept, I was like, I wonder what that's gonna look like when it's finished, but now seeing the structure in person and seeing it progress over time, you get a really good sense of, one, the scale, and two, how it actually makes the area look even cooler, because we have Riddler's Revenge as the backdrop, and then right here at the front is Wonder Woman. I mean, and it really is a tall structure. It's really exciting. But that's gonna do it for Wonder Woman. Let's jump in the car and head over to the Disneyland Resort. Officially made it to the Sticky and Friends parking structure, parked and ready to go. I'm gonna head into downtown Disney first so we can get a view of what's going on with the construction. Or demolition, I should say. And then we'll head over into Disneyland and California Adventure. Yeah, still a lot of demo happening over here. The former Earl of Sandwich, AMC, and Starbucks locations. Still no vertical construction as of yet. That won't happen for quite some time because, yeah, they're still doing a lot of demo when it comes to lifting up all of that old foundation, because they'll be replacing all of that stuff. And since I'm over here, let's check up on the new DVC tower at the Disneyland Hotel. Ooh, that wind. Oh yeah, lots of vertical construction happening. Have all the rebar ready to go, because eventually, once they're finished with the rebar portion of the project, they'll fill all that with concrete, and then it will go way up in the sky. The tower will begin to rise. And the tower should be as tall as the other Disneyland towers. Not too tall. They're just about the right size. They're nothing. It's not like a skyscraper going in here. And it actually might look really nice when complete and provide some really good shade over here as well. Which, by the way, these monorail slides, so much fun. Yeah, a lot of crews on site today. Obviously, I'm behind this pillar because I don't want to show the crew members on this particular side, but a lot of action happening at the new DVC tower, opening up soon at the Disneyland Hotel. I am not a DVC member, but I do know that Disney sometimes opens up the rooms for everybody else. So maybe if the price is right, I'll stay here at one of the DVC rooms and check it out and do a video for you guys. But if you are a DVC member, when this eventually opens, let me know how you liked it. Because yeah, I'll be super curious to see how these rooms are when complete. And just like that, we've made it inside the park. By the way, I'm not going to do too many DVC updates at the Disneyland Hotel. Progress does kind of move a little differently over there. And, you know, it's off the beaten path a little bit. It's only going to be something that I'll cover every once in a blue moon. We'll enter through the left side today. Now, one of the big pieces of news here at the park is that the regular character meet and greets are back. The character meet and greets are back to their 100% what they used to be. So you can go up to the characters, give them a hug, you get an autograph, and all that fun stuff. You can get really close. And a lot of people miss that, and it's nice to see that return. It just, things are slowly getting back to normal, which is really nice. And that also means that we can walk up into the train station through the staircase here. How cool. I actually miss walking up into the train station like this. It's also a very good spot to watch fireworks and parades if you get a chance to sit in that particular area. But yeah, what a trip. For so long, this was closed off because this is where the characters would say hello to everyone walking in and out of the park. Now, the big news here in Adventureland is not that Indiana Jones is awesome. It's the fact that Tarzan's Treehouse is going to be receiving some major changes. And those changes are that Tarzan is going to be moving out. Now, we don't know who is going to replace Tarzan as the main character of this attraction. A lot of people are pointing at Encanto as one of the things that they can remake this into, which would actually make a lot of sense here in Adventureland. Now, that also begs the question, will they be adding some new magic to Tarzan's Treehouse? Because remember, the magic bands are making their way here to the Disneyland Resort sometime soon. And I know they can use the magic bands for extra little bits of magic throughout the park. We see it over at Walt Disney World. So I'm wondering, will they be adding some technology here to the former Tarzan's Treehouse? It would make a lot of sense. And now that Disney has confirmed that Tarzan is moving out and they are working on some new additions to the attraction, yeah, it would make sense for them to add a bunch of technology to it because yeah, I mean, I love when they add those little bits of magic here and there throughout the park, especially those that are interactive. It's great for the little kids. I think I'm going to put my money on Encanto as well because, again, that does just kind of make sense with the overall theme and a nice transition into the neighboring land, which is New Orleans Square. So, yeah, my money's on Encanto. Go ahead and comment down below. What do you think Tarzan's Treehouse will become? Who's the new character moving in? And speaking of New Orleans Square, look at all of this. Oh yeah, absolutely love it. As you can see, they are ripping up all of the old concrete slowly but surely, and they're gonna just again redo this particular section so the traffic flows a little bit easier here because this is a massive pinch point, this particular section of the park. And maybe we'll get some new pretty looking gardens because I do like the garden section, the islands that are in the middle of the pathway. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they don't remove those massive trees. If they do take them out, that they replant them. But yeah, this is a lot of work happening here at the tip edge of the Rivers of America. And down here over at the entrance of Pirates, you can see the work really hasn't changed all that much. The ground has been ripped up, just like it has right next to me, and still nothing going on over the construction fence that we can see. Again, those big trees are gone, and I do hope they come up with some sort of shade replacement because yeah, the sun is pretty brutal here, especially during the summer. Okay, I was not expecting this, but my goodness, they took the walls down over here. So this is what it looks like. Wow, big difference. I'm glad they kept this little garden. They've kept these trees here, so that's really good because yeah, again, I was super worried that they were gonna take out these beautiful trees, but they did not. You can see, yeah, all this new pavement has popped up. And they've pretty much taken the garden and just shrunk it, and they've gotten rid of all the stairs, so it's just one flat surface now, which again, it's a bit of a bummer because it really was a cool aesthetic for New Orleans Square, but I get it when it comes to the park's efficiency, and especially when you have Fantasmic going, there's so many people crossing paths, and they're trying to figure out the Pirates of the Caribbean extended queue too. So yeah, this all kind of makes sense now as to why they did this. But yeah, I'm glad they kept the shade, because that would have not been good. And here's another angle of what this all looks like now. Again, not a lot of tree removal. We still got a lot of shade. They did plant a new tree right here, so I'm trying to remember. I'm so bad sometimes at remembering what this looked like, but can't remember if there was a huge tree right here or not, but they did plant a new one, so that is very nice to see. And again, I think this is gonna work out a lot nicer now as far as traffic flow is concerned, especially at night during Fantasmic and just when the park is generally busy. So at least now we don't have to guess what this is all gonna look like. They're just gonna do the same thing. They're gonna shave away some of the gardens, make it a little bit more accessible for the guests walking in and out. And then these walls will eventually disappear as well. Another good view of Tarzan's treehouse with all the scaffolding on it. Yeah, so much work has been happening on Tarzan's treehouse, so very excited to see what they do when that reopens up. I'm assuming that's going to open up sometime in the summer. Now I made it to the back of the park to talk about Toontown real quick, because on mysage.com they were posting some aerial photos. They might have posted a couple other things, but I did notice those just the other morning. And you can get a nice little bird's eye view of inside the land and what they're working on right now. And it's a lot of demolition. They've pretty much torn up all of the concrete pathways in and around Toontown, and it's really exciting to see how much work is actually happening. There's also a lot of scaffolding up around some of the rock work and buildings that are there at Toontown. And one really big notable item that is missing from Toontown now is Chippendale's Treehouse. That has been removed, which is sparking up rumors of them creating a pathway from Toontown to Galaxy's Edge. It's definitely a possibility, because we've got to remember nothing is permanent here. They can alter and change whatever they want. They can change a lot of the backstage area. We've seen it happen before time and time again. So there could be a possibility that Disney is going to be making a transitional pathway from Galaxy's Edge into Toontown. It actually would be quite nice, because it would alleviate that whole dead end scenario. You wouldn't have a dead end back here in Toontown. You'd be able to walk over to Galaxy's Edge and then from Galaxy's Edge over to Toontown. So it'd be quite nice. So we'll keep an eye on it and see. I'm sure MySage will post more aerial photos as things continue throughout the year. But yeah, I'll keep my eye on it, and I'll keep all of you updated as well. Alrighty, made it inside DCA, and here on Buena Vista Street, they've taken down the walls right next to the trolley station to reveal that they have removed the curb. Remember that curb project that was over at Disneyland? I think they're doing the same thing here at California Adventure. So wouldn't be surprised if the walls show up on the other side of the street there to remove that little bit of a tripping hazard, especially when there's so many people in the park. Now over here at the Magic Key Terrace, they have recently opened up the new sign. Remember, they were working on that new sign for a little bit, and they were reimagining the space to make it more like exclusive. I was able to go up there and take some photos and videos, and yeah, it looks nice and clean up there. Nothing too extravagant. I was thinking they were going to do a little bit more up there because it is an exclusive thing. But nonetheless, it is really nice to have a gorgeous place to sit, relax, and enjoy a beautiful view off of the terrace right there. And of course, enjoy a nice couple bites to eat and some tasty drinks. And since I'm along the parade route, I did want to mention that the Food and Wine Festival will be ending here in the next couple days. So if you're coming to the park, the time of filming this in the next 3 days, you still have some time to enjoy the festival. But if not, yeah, the festival will be closing, and the next one will be coming in line, which I believe is the Festival of the Holidays, actually. Over here at Paradise Gardens / Paradise Bay, World of Color will be making a splash. Remember, this coming up Friday, April 22nd. There's a few things I did want to mention, though, if you're coming to the park to watch the show. Now, keep this in mind. If you want to watch World of Color on opening day, or at least any day you're here once it does open, you have to join a virtual queue, very similar to what we've been doing for Rise of the Resistance and a couple other Disney experiences like over in Florida. So if you're coming here on April 22nd and beyond, remember, in order to view the show in the designated viewing area, you have to reserve your spot in the virtual queue. And you could do that starting at 12 noon at either Disneyland Park or California Adventure Park. Now remember, everybody in your group needs to do that. And my best advice is to link everyone together on one person's phone. That way, when you do make your World of Color virtual queue reservation, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about some people getting it and some people not getting it. Just make sure everyone is linked. It's just like what we were doing for Rise of the Resistance. So if you remember doing that, it's the same exact thing. And once you do that, once you make your reservation for World of Color, you will be given a showtime, and you will also be given a color section, either the blue or the yellow, and the app will tell you what section you're going to be in and what showtime you are given. There's usually 2 show times in a night. Very rarely do they do 3 shows in a night. They haven't done that in a few years, so very long time, but they're doing 2 shows a night. Remember, you're going to be given a color-coded section, either blue or yellow. Now, if everything fails and you're not able to get that virtual queue reservation, or your phone dies, or something happens and you forget, don't worry. You can still view the show around Pixar Pier and Paradise Bay. There are plenty of great vantage points to watch World of Color. And that's the beauty of the show. You don't have to watch the show from the front. You can watch it from the back. You can watch it from the sides. You can watch it catty corner. That's how the show was designed to begin with. So it's actually a very unique viewing experience if you see the show from different angles. And I've done that for years, and I think it's great. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video from Six Flags Magic Mountain and Disneyland. I hope you enjoyed these updates. If you did, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these videos and more from all over, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so stay up to date on every time I post a new video. I have an Instagram account. I'll leave that link down below in the description. Be sure to follow that because I post updates there that I don't normally post here on the channel. And also a huge shout out to my Patreon members. You guys help out so much. You want to become a Patreon as well. I'll leave a link down below in the description. I have a private Instagram for my Patreon members, as well as live streams, and of course a bunch of other specialty content will be coming to the platform. It was a beautiful day at Six Flags and Disneyland, and I can't wait to come back. But until then, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.